Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. Okay. We're just back with part two of our where we left off with Miss Nova and her mom's story from a famous viral documentary video from the channel Soft White Underbelly. That's what I'm giving my reaction and commentary to here. If you missed part one, feel free to tune in to previously recorded live segments right here at You Will Make TV, or tune in to any of our inspirational quotes and divine messages shared weekly. We love you. Thank you guys for tuning back in. You can show your support by hitting that like button, sharing any of our topics, and also subscribing. This way you receive notifications of future live segments. Sorry guys, I'm gonna warm up my coffee and I'm ready to dive back in to this topic, because the realities of the need for recovery, the greater need for recovery advocacy when it comes to addictions in lower minority or poverty stricken communities. To me, there's definitely more of a need. Just stories like this show us that, because sometimes you can't always skate through life depending on what your environment was or who you was around, what you was introduced to. But even when the youth run into that in life, you know what I'm saying, like, where can they go to get help if they see they need it? Because not if a youth can get peer pressured in the wrong thing, though, for the wrong things, they can be peer pressured into change. So you want to make sure that you're advocating just as much for change, so people understand once they feel like they're stuck in a cycle that they don't have to remain there. Because there are some people on those documentaries they do follow-ups with, and they actually have changed their lives a lot. Like, I'm saying, that's pretty much seems like a goal for everybody. You want to see them overcome whatever it is they going through, but just the realities is on those follow-up documentaries too that some people they're not doing better. Sometimes the report and update is that they're doing worse than when they talked to them in the last interview, or that they didn't make it, unfortunately. Like, some of them don't even be alive to come back for the next interview, especially in the first one. If in the first one they was already very strung out, or I think the point of their documentaries is just to kind of show like what people be going through out there on the streets. You know, if you just stop more and ask people their stories, like we've been saying that You Will Make It TV for a long time, every homeless person got a different story. And yes, some are homeless by choice. I wouldn't say kids just choose homelessness ever, but they don't be understanding certain influences that you can end up chasing out there will lead you there. It's just, it don't mean you no good. It wants you to be homeless or with them. Certain influences in the streets. They don't want you to feel like it's any other options, even close to anything like other options. They want you like, hey, you're going to be with what we all doing, or we feel like you shouldn't have a life. I mean, sometimes the pressure is that strong. I was saying I can like kind of feel where they come from when in their documentary, when they were trying to explain some things like where she first started in her journey, or how she first got introduced to such a like I said, I just think it goes back to addictions, and people still not normalizing calling sex addiction a real addiction, no matter how old you are. The sooner, in my opinion, that we do that, you can kind of probably see where people be trapped at on a mental level, psychologically. Like, maybe that part is true. You can just leave a lifestyle behind, but realistically as well, I'm being moved to remind people that stripping and prostitution is too, and probably other things in life when it comes to men, uh, in their lives when they're introduced to like other stuff like gang life or criminal activity. They say some things is easy to get in and hard to get out of, and they say that for a reason. There are certain professions that, baby, like you can go be a boss, a principal, a coach. Some careers you can just change at will. That's what I mean, reminding the world that, or you can just elevate it or get promoted. Well, it's the same thing, I'm sure, with what the streets be offering people. All I know is they've always said the streets don't love nobody. You got too many effed up stories that circle around the streets. Too many. So, I mean, I guess that could change. The streets could love people and people could love the streets back. Like, why does it have to be a negative thing? It's just a reason that people say that they don't love nobody. They be trying to teach their youth that, like, please don't let the streets stray you away from home. And it's like you can lay all the reasons on the table that you feel like a youth shouldn't, but yeah, they are unfortunately sometimes fall prey to the streets too. They wouldn't know as much about the streets if you just didn't raise them, showing them, teaching them like what to look out for out there. It just would look like, hey, I want to go be adventurous out there. It's a foreign place. Kids get curious. Like, I want to go see what my friends and everybody else in society doing. Sometimes that's the start of addictions. Literally, just wanting to be a part. I guess that's a sign of, you got to get them out of their mindset at an early age. Like, I gotta be what everybody else doing and be in the mix. Cause now that's close to addiction too. Like, you addicted to people now. You addicted to what they got going on. Cause you can easily get distracted from your own life, trying to keep up with the Joneses. I hate to say it like that, but you can. The Joneses are the Joneses. The Joneses probably can't afford to do what they doing. You out there trying to do, and then how are they affording it? You don't want to be doing what everybody doing. Some money is temporary. Another one of the top 10 addictions of the world, like I was saying on part 1, is money. Seems to be sex, money, and drugs. I would say addiction to money could become problematic for any one person because now, how far are you willing to go? Just like any other addiction on this planet, how far are you willing to go to keep that, to get that, to stack that? Us that believe you just need money to survive for the most basic necessity in the world. Literally, that's why I feel like the people at the bottom of the economic chain matter too, because they could tell those stories, like what it's like to just simply pay for the bare minimum every day. If the bare minimum has worth, any human does. If the bare minimum of necessity has worth, like value, like $1 bottle of dishwashing detergent, you can get a bottle these days for $1 still, thank God, for like $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. And even that has worth. That's what I'm saying. That's like a basic necessity. You're gonna need some soap to wash your dishes and stuff every day. Now, with that being said, why would we expect certain products like that to have value, but people don't look at themselves that way, and people still take advantage of people who can't see that about themselves? Let's say just yet, and maybe some people never see it, and that's where they get strayed away too from quote unquote home. They just weren't able to see that. Like, man, really, I should be dreaming bigger than the stars. I should charge about everything about myself, which a lot of people in households teach their young daughters for some reason. Don't be cheap. Make sure you're getting money out of these men. I don't think that was the direction anyway that anybody should have been teaching a young lady to look at life. Like, yes, teach them about value and worth, but why does it have to be on the strength of a man? Like, are you teaching them correctly? Some of us are teaching our daughters just independent ways to make it. You're not teaching them, yeah, make sure if you do date, he got money and he doing this and that for you. Like, just making it about money. What are you trying to have your kid addicted to money too? But see, the reality is a lot of people in society do teach their kids that their daughters that way. And as for men and their sons, I think it's always been looked at as cute, I guess. But it's be like, yeah, son, be a player, be a ladies' man, I don't know, be a heartbreaker. We were talking about that on part one, like how it's kind of more praise for men to be who they are, literally. Like starting at a young age, it's praise for certain behaviors for men to practice, especially if they had a father or some kind of male influence that could kind of show them the way about dating and having women and stuff. I mean, they can be led the wrong way too. They could have men around them that's teaching them what about how to treat women. So I do feel like both parents always matter in households and stuff too, or both influences surrounding a child's life. Maybe a strong male one and a strong female one. Of course, that would be a greater balance. It would be a greater balance. But we were talking about on part one how it's been single parents out there too, whether it's a single mom or single dad, who were able to raise successful children. It doesn't matter what they past was. It's already stories out there like that. People just don't want that to be your story. Like, oh, you came from the trenches and you made it too? Yeah, and how long was a person out there? It ain't just about it being the trenches. What did they survive while they was out there? It don't have to matter, but it does when it's kids' stories already being like exposed like this, because people would say, oh, that's so sad that child or that young person is in the streets already. Like, that's bigger than them if the streets is already out there when when they go out there every day. Wouldn't you say? It's like, then we were just talking about that on part one, how I want to start like a community cleanup. I guess you don't even have to start something like that. You just get out there and start. Whoever want to help you, start helping you. But just doing like not for community service or nothing, just like voluntarily going out there helping to clean up the community every day. It's not something I've ever, probably since high school maybe, but just as a grown woman, I've never gone out and did a project like that. Like every Wednesday, I'm gonna go help clean up my community. So that's one way I can start changing it up a little bit, helping to recycle and keep the environment a little cleaner. And just like with everything else, sometimes it'll make you feel like, well, man, didn't I just clean up the community? You go back outside, it's still dirty diapers and drugs and beer bottles and stuff all over the streets. It's gonna feel like that sometimes. But that would be like a dedication because I want to. Like, make sure I have my gloves on, some trash bags, get to work. Cause see, it's babies that see that stuff out there. Some people, it's there because homeless communities exist too. Some people with homes, they just still litter. They litter. They just throw stuff on the ground. They're not considering the environment or the community a little bit. And we know it's all races of young women that end up exposed maybe to a more adult life at an early age. But this baby's story is special because, she actually gets on interviews like social media blew her life up. How you can go viral because of what you're doing, per se, on the internet. And her documentary and story does deserve, I guess, I'm looking for the right terms, more attention. She clearly is okay with attention, but you want to let them know at their age, it's good attention, bad attention. Why do we call it bad attention? Because it's bad people out there that bring the wrong kind of attention. It's not per se your fault. As a youngster, they understand what a youngster is. They understand also if that youngster is theirs or not. No matter who kid it is, I just think it's crazy that it's adults out there don't mind going behind your back, exploiting your child helping to be a part of something like that. Because even if you're the client of a child who calling themselves a prostitute, you know you out of line because you're still an adult. You still got to be held accountable. Like you can't just be like, oh, that child was out there, that child was a prostitute, so I went there, or they deserved it. Whatever happened to them, it shows your lack of character and morals and who you are in a state of integrity. Maybe that you don't have any, like what you will do to a child and how far you will go when you're all alone. That's what integrity is about. Who doing what when no one's watching. That's what I thought integrity was about. And what's funny about these stories, none of these moms or parents or families of the victims ever say that they saw somebody like doing it to their child and like they was just sitting there watching it happen. That's what's crazy. Like literally, they're either luring them out somewhere, getting these girls and kids into this lifestyle, or they're sneaking up on people behind their back. That's the only two ways it could be doing. Cause how does a child just get exposed to that lifestyle? And then once they're in it, you can't just drag them out with a belt to butt. Some people probably think that would work, but do you know what an addiction is? That's like trying to spank an addiction out of somebody. It's never been a way recovery places have. It's never a method they've used to sit there and we're gonna discipline you with a belt all the way out of your addiction. Like wow, since when is that the answer? Because just to say, oh, that's a kid, they're not addicted to sex or they're not addicted to what is that called? Just that type of content or that type of lifestyle. Clearly, if you can't get a person to stop doing something, they might need help through that journey. And even while the parent getting help, that should be something that people want to see. Not the person getting attacked for trying to go that direction. You know, the attacks would just prove that there are a group of sick people out there who would like to see you and your child stay in that cycle. That's weird. They would actually rather you stay in the hidden cycles of dangers of prostitution and street life. Because, like, this young lady, her mother has other kids, too. Pretty much she has siblings, is what I'm saying. And people be like, you know, there's a big group of people out there that believe already that there's no real physical way to take care of multiple children at one time. They just don't believe the world should be like that, where people have as many kids as they want. There's some people that, you know, believe that. It would lessen problems in society if people were allowed to only have so many kids. What do y'all think about that? It's some people already, I feel like, you know, it's a population control type of comment, but I can see where people coming from with that type of belief, or that you shouldn't have them. And, you know, mandated orders got to start being applied where it's like, yeah, from now on, I don't know, maybe penalties have to get stricter or something. It's just happening a little too freely. The devil, he real bold. But see, we was talking about on part one, how they have a quote for a long time that said the devil be in the details. Signs, and after effects, because every cause has an effect, is what proves that everything came from somewhere. Like, come on, bro. A child resembling somebody is a sign in itself that that child came from somebody. You see what I'm saying? That's an example of a sign. And then once people get a taste of something, I don't care what addiction it is, some of these things out here in the world have been known to be addicting, like drugs, sex, money. Now, why would you want to go ahead and as fast as you can expose some child to drugs, sex, and money? Any child. It's stupid. Of course, you're exposing them to it. It's all in society. It's in the music. It's in the movies. Some people are even admitting they feel like schools are even toxic. It's a whole place people pick up on behaviors and personalities and things that they might not have known versus them being homeschooled. You meet one wrong influence, that's all it takes. Like they say with sex, it only take one time you can get pregnant. They say with certain drugs, it take one time and then you want this high over and over and over again. It don't mean nothing wrong with you. It's called an addiction. You might be suffering from that. Anything in your life you start to feel like panicky and kind of off balance. If you don't have it, you've grown accustomed to living with it. That's why, no, it's not okay to try to keep people in the cycle of normalizing toxicity. Just keeping it repetitive. Because you damage people in a way psychologically where they think those toxic cycles are now normal. There would be no shame in the addiction because now it has, that's what they describe as functioning addicts. They just walking around with an addiction problem every day, and we all see people like that every day. There's like 1,000,001 different addictions we just talked about. You see? That kids already can become addicted to, like cookies and sugar and, already so much out here that's bad for kids. Like, then we got to look at drugs, weapons, money, and sex these days. Like somebody just trying to crash dummy everybody out of here. Like, no. You still have some kids that are aware enough too, though, to stand their ground and say no and speak up. And we just pray that God continue to protect the babies, the youth. Because the ones that are trying to do the right thing and speak up, do these interviews and see what people really going through, you got to respect it. Because why would you want to stay quiet about more youth? If there was an opioid issue, like they said, a crisis, then why do we think it's a crisis? Obviously, that means some of the youth is out here doing drugs and addicted too. And it doesn't always have to do with social, economic, financial status. Actually, the more access you have to money, the more susceptible you can become to some addiction out there. Because, see, it wouldn't be like money is the reason that you couldn't have it. Like in low poverty communities, there are people addicted to things in all different levels of financial status. It's just that it's worse when you already in poverty because you already can barely afford your basic needs, and now you out here chasing some addiction. And now you got to go do something to make money to keep up with that addiction. So they'll try to tell you, well, you're addicted to sex. You're perfect for this work. We'll put you right here in prostitution or as a dancer. And it's a ill, unspoken thing out here that's been going on. Like when it comes to reactions, that's a way that society responded. They told themselves, well, if they're addicted to sex, we'll just make the best use of them. I mean, at least we can get money. Since when? I mean, I guess that's how addictions work. As long as people have addictions, whatever they're addicted to, you make money in that sector. That's just how it is. They legally sell cigarettes and beer at the store every day. Of course, as long as it's there, people are addicted. Drugs and anything else, porn, everything people be addicted to. They got easy access to it. What do you expect? Especially in more low, impoverished communities. That's the breakage right there. Where it's just like these days it can't be ignored anymore. All this free access to all these things that people can get addicted to. What is it turning the world into? Some people addicted to social media. They're addicted to creating profiles and personalities and avatars, and they get a kick out of making somebody feel like they somebody else in the virtual world while the whole time they somebody else. Like there's people addicted to that. That's why I guess they are hackers and catfishers and schemers out there. Social media was a tool for people like that. Another tool they could use to go fish. Just go out there and go fishing for victims. To me, that's not just people being criminals and stuff, that's like, that shows that first. They have an addiction to social media. You can't stay off of social media harming and attacking people, then you have an addiction to it. And then it gets deeper because, like, that's the thing. People don't want to take accountability. The platforms, definitely, yeah, they can be looked at more. Like, some of these platforms, these dating sites and stuff, they want people to believe they don't know some of them profiles on there are younger people than that should be on there. That's weird. You should have been did something about that, if you ask me. They shouldn't even have such easy access. Like, even porn sites, you just go to porn.com. It's crazy. Like, it's easy access to this stuff. Literally stuff that can have people addicted. Social media, it's already been proven. People be on it like a drug. Okay, actual drugs, that's already been proven. People be having to go to recovery, struggling just to get off of that. So it's not just the influence and what our kids are being exposed to. If the devil is in the details, let's look at the details of what they've been exposed to. Whole stuff that can make them addicted before they even the age of 16 these days. See, drugs, sex, and money have always been like a bad addiction for people. But this generation, you threw social media in with it too. Like the internet, you hadn't even got over the problem of the drug, sex, and money. Addictions people have to those three. We ain't found a solution to that yet. Before social media even came out, people was addicted to drugs, sex, and money. But then you added social media to the equation. Now you got drugs, sex, money, and social media, and photos and videos. Like, some people are addicted to not only taking photos of themselves or others, they're addicted to, because let's just call it what it is. People are addicted to the wrong things today. If the adults are addicted to the wrong things, what do you think the kids? You only get addicted to something if you feel like that's your only option in life, to keep doing that one thing. Like, you don't have no other options to do nothing else. And only a person that hasn't really seen much in life would believe that. We all know just because you ain't seen a lot in life or been a lot of places don't mean it ain't out there. So you can shield people all you want to from the dangers of the world. They still gonna end up running into it one day. That's why you would want a person just to be more prepared. And the way that people teach people, that's another thing I wanted to speak on. How they teach them to, quote unquote, escape or get themselves out of a situation or get themselves some help from control cycles. Because what did people think prostitution was? Those ain't the type of women you could just tell anything because of how you got out of prostitution in the 70s. This ain't the 70s. This ain't the 90s. This ain't even the early 2000s. We're a little deeper into the 2000s at this point. Like, literally, the modern day world. Well, back in my day, we just ran from the pimp. You can't do that today. They have Google tracker. You got social media, people that could just track you all over the world these days. It's just weird to still think that you can tell people the old-fashioned way about how did I say it in nicer terms on one of my shorts? I said, you can't, if you don't understand the battle that somebody going through, you don't control the fight. You don't even understand the battle. How can you control the fight? That's number one. You don't even understand the battle. How do you have any say-so in the fight? You don't even understand the battle. How can you tell a person what weapon to use, not to use, when to watch their back, when to cross the street? You don't even understand the battle. You thought the battle was, because there's battles against different things. People fight cancer, leukemia. There's all kind of battles in the world. You got to understand what kind of battle a person was in before you begin to speak on what you felt like their response in that battle should have been. That's crazy. Because what kind of battle was it? It ain't called a battle or a war or a fight for nothing. And even some of the best fighters looked like bad fighters the first 10 rounds. They just survive enough rounds to where they potentially could have a knockout. They don't always fall or ahead of the boxing match. They might want to tire their opponent out and they just look like they can't fight the first 10 rounds. That's real about life too, you know? Because of the victim shaming that you see so much on the internet and social media these days. They swear it's the victim fault every time. Oh, she's a young 13, 14, 15-year old. Yeah, she deserved it. I mean, if she had some kind of addiction to sex, I mean, we might as well make money off of her. Is this really where people minds at today? And they still trying to pretend like, no, we really do care about the victims. Like, which one is it? Because victim shaming is just like, what? We know the effect shame has. Otherwise, people wouldn't use shaming tactics. Shame is a whole weapon these days. Certain people in a state of shame, they change. They don't laugh the same no more. They don't come outside as much. They're ashamed, right? That's why people use it as a weapon. We want to do things to you so shameful. We want you to involve yourself in so many shameful acts and shameful things that you think you was doing in secret so we can use it against you. Like, since when is shame a weapon? Only to a bully, boy, because shame is a natural emotion. Some people are humiliated easier than others. Shame is a personal affair. That's what people don't understand. Like, those that use shame for a weapon against people, they don't understand. A person can only feel ashamed of something if they want to. If it easily makes them ashamed, that's them. That's what therapy and stuff is there for too. Nobody should be living in a box of shame all their life. It just seems like hell or prison at that point. Anyways, I don't know where I went with that because when people comment on people's stories, I don't think they be thinking about that. Like, oh, that person should be ashamed of themselves. Her and her mama. Wow. Shame is the first thing you feel like they deserve. Obviously, shame led them, or shame kept them in the cycle that they in. You should be saying, I hope the best, like I'm saying about that young lady, Nova, and her mom. Her name is beautiful, by the way. Uh, I wouldn't want shame to be their first thing. I think they're very brave to come out and share what it's like to be them, uh, what she's been through, how she got on her path, where she sees herself in the future. It's better than just sitting there shaming them. Let the person talk about their life themselves. Yeah, more of the kids specifically. And we see why people running from that. We see it already. They say they not running from that. No, let everybody kids talk. Because most people are being themselves in front of their kids, and even the parts of their life that they think is secret, yeah, their kids might very well be aware of it. Some of these passed on celebrities, they know more of what their parent was going through than even, or locked up family members, incarcerated family members of celebrities and stuff. They know what somebody was going through. Kids be knowing more than what we think, you know, because who's exposing it to them? They'll try to mix it up and say, well, you was exposing them to this and that, so we threw ourselves in it and exposed. Like, if a person, like I said on part one, this is my opinion though. A kid doesn't choose their parent. It's never been like that. Unless it's more some court order stuff. They don't choose their parent. They already got to live with the influence of that one parent every day, or two parents if they got two parents in the home. Every other influence, that's what you call an outside influence. You can't mix up, oh, this they influence with parent and this they influence with everybody else, so we're going to put it all in the same box. No, you got to break it down. What's the influence they're around with their parent? What does their parent influence them to do on a day-to-day basis? You know, is she showing them, hey, you go to work, you go to school, or because that is some people profession. Jobs in the streets, that ain't never been new. It's just that, just like with stripping, when girls say that, it's not a career that you should want to stay in forever. That's what we concerned about. Some people get whole, uh, what is that called? Some people get whole addicted to the lifestyle. They forget, hey, I'm not supposed to be trying to stay in this trap forever, or in this, as most young ladies, oh, why you want to be a stripper? They like the attention, they like the money, they like how easy it is, but they might not like several years down the line not being able to easily get out of that same career. That's why it matters. You got to be about more than that, attention and money, and it got to be about more than that. Like, have a goal with what you're doing with anything. Like, oh, I'm just doing it because I like the attention and the views and stuff I get. And of course, the more y'all give stuff attention, then you wondering why people think stuff cute. Every time it's a fight on World Star Hip Hop, some street drama, people run into it in the views. Like, God don't see that. The Bible talks about that. It's a scripture that says something about scurrying feet, Scurry, feet that scurry to drama. Like, they have to be there. They gotta be in the midst. They gotta be around somewhere when drama going down. The Bible talk about people like that. He describes them in spirit. God describes them in spirit as people with scurry feet. Like, they feet quick. You ain't never seen them move so fast when it come to drama. I'm just saying what the Bible say. God look at people like that as fools too. Like, when they physical feet is running every time uh there's news that there's some drama somewhere. So that's how social media looks sometimes. Like, whether it's about a celebrity or a regular person out here, people feet scurry to it. Like, oh my God, that's a young kid. We see for the kids how that's cool. Like, I mean, if your kid's gonna be out there on social media, don't get mad if people watching what they doing. I don't know. I don't know. Like, why would you get mad about what people know, and that your child went viral on social media, but your child was all on social media? Or you was all on social media. So now you viral. That's the thing about social media too. One person out the family go viral. Practically, how people look at it, they all made it. You went viral, you got 1 million subscribers, so they feel like, see, now you on another level, even though you're really not. You're just a content creator. You ain't on no another level, you're just a content creator who's gone viral. But the streets, I guess, look at it as another level. That's enough for them. Oh, you getting a lot of attention and views? They want a piece of that. They want to be a part of that. That's all it takes in these social media streets. You're now social media famous, regardless of what you went viral from. And now here come all the crabs like, well, let me pinch a piece. Even though it could have been something tragic that led you to even go viral, bro. It could have been something sad as hell, like something that you not even happy about, cause like being disappointed in yourself and ashamed of yourself is two different things. Just to want to just want to cause somebody made a trend hashtag bring shame back. I can see where that matters a little bit, like how people are not ashamed anymore. I feel like people not wrong for that part. They're being more literally. People said they wanted real, and look what happened. Everybody really showing them. Everybody really showing who they are. They're addicted to social media. They're addicted to people business and stories and everything. They be all across social media. When it's a missing person, you should see people just as quick to be coming together trying to help every missing person they can. Anyways, it just made me want to advocate more. Like the more the devil try to show, I don't like that. I don't like people talking about it. Just leave it alone. Mind your business. It ain't your kid. All that is why we are here today. No, we gotta keep alive what is normal and what is not. Or slowly the devil have you involved in some whole crap you know ain't normal. You know, they just think, oh, I'm gonna go take your child and use it for leisure for whatever I want, and then you suffer the repercussions because you were the parent. You catch the negligent charge. You catch the abuse charge and all of this. When people be whole luring kids out of the homes, right there through social media, different apps and crap. Because the young lady on that documentary admits that she has different, because people feel like they have a right to create social media accounts. It's like, how do you convince the youth of today? No, y'all don't. It's up to the parent whether you have that or not. And as soon as people just start letting their kids tell them, no, mom, I'm going to be on social media. Well, see, the moms and dads understood from the beginning that they were saying that it was addictive. Like, it's whole adults that be addicted to their phone every day. They got to check their phone every second at work. They supposed to be driving a car. Y'all know how many wrecks done happen? That's why they had to change the law in some states where you get a ticket now if you're caught texting while driving. If you're caught messing with your phone while you hold on the road in certain school zones now, that's against the law. Because people would be so into their phones while they supposed to be driving, they done hit somebody on a bicycle, or it's just crazy, y'all. It ain't just people driving drunk and how people get hit by cars or them not paying attention to the road. Some of them wasn't paying attention. That's why they have those things you can set your phone on now. On the dash of your car, you can set your phone so it can do the navigation for you. You might have to set it on Ask Google or something while you're driving, but you don't have to be handling the phone. I guarantee you right now today, it's going to be some people that's texting while they're driving. Like, that's how common and addicted to phones people are. But I would say the influence that you already see at home is already a lot for some kids. Like, just whatever, mom might be getting over something, dad might be getting over something, sister or brother could be getting over something. That affects the whole family when one person is hurting in the family. That's how it used to be anyway. So I do agree with people saying bring shame back, but you can't say bring shame back and then use it as a weapon. I hope people didn't mean in that way. Yeah, bring shame back, but since when did we use shame as the whole knife to stab somebody, or the whole weapon to like break somebody down completely down where they feel like they can't build themselves up no more? No, I do not believe shame should be used for that reason. I know one thing, people can't deny that. We seeing more and more stories than never before of young people who got lured out. Clearly, there's been an uptick of young people falling victim to stupid prostitution crimes and sex trafficking crimes since social media came out. Nobody can deny that. They can not like me all they want to. It doesn't matter who mouth it come out of. It's just true. It's a fact. It make you wonder, like, damn, was social media created just for this? They seem to be the first people who thought of a slick way to like scandal people with social media. Like, who thinks like that? You know what I mean? People that was already addicted to social media and somehow found out kids be on there. So what was the best thing they thought? Oh, we'll just make fake accounts and pretend like we people and we can have whatever. It ain't even the metaverse yet. You know how it's called, the universe? I know uni means one, like unisex. I think that's what it means. Unicorn. They have one horn on their head right there. Unisex or something like that. But nobody can deny it's been like way more crimes and stuff out here. what I say could possibly be a solution to that is like when it comes to certain jobs, starting there, they shouldn't even be allowed. Just like some of these schools banned phones. I wouldn't say you should ban the phones in workplaces, but maybe social media. Like everybody you catch on there during a work shift time, unless you have a job where it's like understandable. But I just feel like certain careers they should get whole fired or something if they caught using social media while they at work or checking it or posting on it. We understand taking an emergency phone call at work, you know, because 24/7 somehow there are predators out there got apparently too much time on their hands to be on social media. That would end it too. That's why I talk about it so much. Wouldn't it end a lot of crap if they banned all social media accounts today? So many people would lose access to people and things, whatever lives they created on those platforms would just suddenly be gone. And they got no more access to it ever again. All of us, I feel like people would go into a shop. You're gonna see people having withdrawal. Because remember we was talking about addictions. That's what approved what I'm saying if that ever happened. Like maybe social media rules just get so strict, not as many people use it anymore, or it just get banned, not for children but for everybody. Not websites and internet and data or Wi-Fi or nothing, just social media. What we got to do, put the whole world on punishment and they all get banned from social media. They all get grounded from it. Ban it. Watch how many people lose connections and just access to people. People want to pretend social media is not a whole way to have access to people. What does the word access mean? Like maybe easily accessible. Yeah. You just being able to message a person on demand goes a long way. And so that's why you wouldn't want the wrong networks of people surrounding your account or anybody you love account. Not just your children. It's like they trying to shift blame, whatever it's called, blame shifting. Maybe that is real. Like blame shifting, using all that, but never wanting to actually accept that that might be one to go on. Because if you Google it, it's gonna say it's real. Something called blame, shame, victim shaming, and shift blaming. Like, what's the difference? Victim shaming is just like making the victim feel whole bad about what happened to them, making them feel like in a way they deserved it. They deserved it, whatever it was. Or you could come off that way. So you have to be careful too with victim shaming and shift blaming or blame shifting. I think is what it's called. Where it's like you just gonna easily shift the blame that way. No, people of all ages are addicted to social media. Where are you guys at in the chat, in the live out here today? But that's the thing too. Like people are more quieter about these topics. If it's really about having the backs of the babies though out here too though, you would be more vocal. And being vocal doesn't always mean speaking or doing anything. I would say praying for the kids is doing something too. You got some people that don't do that. They don't care. They don't think about the world's kids every day. So, to some people it means something. When they say they prayed about something or prayed for someone or I was saying that earlier. I might have quietly prayed to myself about something to God and said, help more kids, God. Like if it were possible and you become aware that there are probably things kids have been going through out here that you didn't know, why not pray for them? What human being do you run to some of this stuff the world done changed into? One human being can't change the whole world. You start with everybody trying to play a part with helping the world to be better. Yeah, that would start from the inside out too. The earth's cleansing, it would just be things coming up from what was rooted. That's what an earthquake is. What was already rooted. Some of these natural disasters that happen on land anyway, like volcanoes, earthquakes, that's coming from the inside of the earth and up, kind of like the body. Whatever's in will come out, whatever goes up comes down, and that's really how the world works too. It would come from the inside out. Just the work that would be needed for the change. Everybody say the world needs to change. Everybody feel like they know the judgments and the penalties everybody should get. But really, the one thing that applies to everybody through it all is, at what point in your life did you try to make a change, or I ain't gonna say a change in this way, like what our topic is about today. When we see things like this in the world, not just commenting on the news reports or gossiping about it, or the story. What are we doing in our everyday individual lives where we are helping the world to be a better world? Just through our lives alone is a start. Like, hey, do I litter every day? Am I a part of the economical problem? Is there something better I could be doing with my taxes? Like, I'm sure we all can think of every day, if we wanted to, ways to elevate our own lives, stay in our own lane. Of course, be a help, a friend, an advocate, even if you need to, where you can be, but just doing the best you can in your life every day. But anyways, it turns out with their story though, see, the kid might not look at it like that, but it goes back to the parent. That's just how people naturally do that there, because you're a minor, and it goes back to the parent. And sometimes you just look at, okay, like, well, what the parent been through, or who is the parent, or what the parent got going on. It's just what it does. It automatically brings the spotlight over there. Period. So her mom has probably done a few interviews where she come out and they talk about their story. And a lot of people do. More now in social media culture, judge parenting is a big one. Because we were talking about on part 1 how anybody can be a provider, but how provider and parenting, providing and parenting are two different things, but they do coincide with one another when you are parenting. But providing is just one level of that, and anybody can do that. Like, just physically provide, like, hey, here's some money, here's everything you need. That's not parenting though. That's just drop finances everywhere, everything you want, everything at convenience all the time. And a lot of people was, maybe this is a touchy topic for people, but maybe a lot of people were raised like that actually. I'm not here to judge it. I'm just saying I know this is probably real. We all come from different backgrounds and walks in life. And a person that you was just handing everything, but they didn't really get the parenting part as much, or I guess in the most balanced way as possible after so long. If and then let's say, oh, okay, now I want to jump in and parent at any given time. If a parent do that, they might realize, oh, it's like now what I could have said 5 years ago when I was actually parenting and not just providing and pleasing. I should do a topic called parenting, providing, and pleasing, because they are 3 categories that come with, don't we know that there are responsibilities that come with territories on anybody's territory? Like, there's responsibilities, like, or just, I guess, things people do to keep their communities and units and villages alive the best they can. Not just alive in a way of life and death, but just survive. We all know what survival contains. So that's what I'm saying. They say it's a homelessness crisis, but not every story, that's the reason why a family going through something. Because they're homeless? No, people be having homes and still have all kind of different family dynamic issues going on. So there might not be one barrier, homelessness, but the next barrier could be something else that's pretty serious, like with their story. And no, I don't feel like people should use shame to, when have you ever shamed somebody back to a better life. What? I mean, I guess you could use it as it just shouldn't be weaponized. It's just not, that shouldn't be the first thing that you want, that you have a response, or, no, when they kids, yes, teach them in some form or way or shape, because that's true. Not everything is a person's fault in their life. It don't always apply to everybody at the same time, because of course all of us have fault somewhere, and everything that has transpired on the earth up to date, even if we think we don't. Every second you're breathing another piece of oxygen, however long you've been doing it, you've been contributing to the earth, if you're still alive right now. So you can't judge the families. I was saying I have hope for them, because sometimes if you can just more pinpoint, it's not about people wanting to know what exactly is it, what's wrong with me. Sometimes it's not always what's wrong, it's the options that you didn't know you had. I wouldn't even say that's wrong, because as a child or a youth or a minor, how do you know? You would have to be like more exposed to that. But parenting, maybe we should call it parenting purpose pleasing. And I had a fourth word, because parenting can't be all about pleasing. We all can probably relate to that. If you've been a parent, or the ones that have tried to just make it about that providing and pleasing, what are you teaching? Where's the parenting? Where's that P? There's 3 P's: providing, pleasing, and I forgot the other one I said. Oh, parenting. That's the number one. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. Like, they just be like, I just didn't like the quote where they be like, parents can't be their kids' friends. I don't believe in that, but I believe you can still not forget the parenting aspect of, because the babies and parents that are close together in age, it's like these days in society, I wouldn't say close together in age, but sometimes it can be like that. If the parent had the baby young, it can be like that. So it would be like they clash more because they closer in ages. That's exactly why people feel like that's unnatural. Like, look at it. It just be signs like, okay, you're not at fault. I guess if you have a baby at a, like, who would blame you for that? Teens get pregnant. They have a show called 16 and Pregnant out there. I don't know if it's still on air, but they used to. Because it's just one of those things that happens out here that obviously there hasn't been a full-blown solution to yet, because it still happens out here. You have to teach contraceptive, of course, all that stuff, because you don't want them to be out here ruining their health before they get the full time to even grow into their lives. Like, it's just some evil people out here to me, dude. It's okay. Like, what can I do about that? But continue to be myself. You don't have to agree with everything everybody be on. Because it's kids out here that need help. That's the first thing. Look at God showing us through these different stories. If you feel like you good, you don't need nobody no help, that's one thing. But see, everything a parent suffers from trickles down to the younger generations at some point. I know this probably sounds crazy to bring up Superman, but that was like a real part of his friend's story. Him and his dad were kind of like, they ended up being rivals. Not in, it was just pretty much like that. You got to go back and watch, what was it called? The Superman series on TV, Smallville. That's the name of it. But it kind of shows how him and his father's relationship started. I just feel like parent, son, daughter, mother, daughter, son, parent, and their kids relationship. It's like no other. Like, only parents and guardians and people that have raised children, to me, could step up these days. These are the days that it matters, and say, hey, well, because sometimes they will speak on it. Like, hey, in the old day, this is what we allowed. This is what we didn't allow. Times were different. Some schools they had whole disciplinary rules, different disciplinary rules where it was allowed. It wasn't uncommon back then if your kid had to get a paddle in the front office because they were being misbehaving in class. The staff would do it right there, but that was back in the day. But I believe many people did fight, to be honest, for the right to education, especially with, and I didn't know why I would always go back and think about that, even in my own life. Like, hey, you got a whole right to education. Like, why wouldn't you want to get it? Obtain that right. Exercise it, I mean. Like, exercise that right. Like, you got a whole right to education. You got a whole right to many positive things in life. Like, just waking up and reminding ourselves that every day. You're going to have to do it. You don't wait on somebody to tell you you have positive opportunities all around you every day, like butterflies. Like butterflies just swarming you and everything, because they do pass me, for example, sometimes, like good luck or something, because I don't see a butterfly every single day. Not even in the summertime and spring, unless you just go to a butterfly park or the zoo that might have a lot of butterflies there. But it was a good example of how it says the right, what is it? The pursuit of happiness. We all have that right. The pursuit is to go after, chase something. Wow. But it's like the golden right. Think about it. The pursuit of happiness. It's like the golden right if you really think about it. Because to pursue something is just to like, yep, I'm going to go pursue this thing. It means to like go after something until you pertain it. It's not a quite guarantee that you're going to make it to whatever you're trying to do or get to, but it's a pursuit. It's like at least you went after it, or you tried to. With some things, that's why they say it really don't benefit you to not try again if you really want to pursue something, because at least you could say you did. Then you can call it another level, which is pursuit. Hey, I was in pursuit of this or that for the past 5 years, or the past 2 months, or the past 2 weeks. Or you can remember experiences where you pursued your energy or your time, your space in different positions, and hey, what came after, or did you just give up? That's what a pursuit is about. It's just a pursuit. That's what's crazy. It's just a pursuit. Like, did you exercise that? Like, how did you exercise it? Did you just give up after the first time, the second time, the third time? I think that's beautiful. And yeah, people need to stop speaking out on, if we were talking about the victim shaming and blame shifting. You know, no matter who don't like it, the victims always have a voice. That part. And how can you make it ever the youth fault? Like, oh yeah, they were out here, they liked being in the camera and on social media. It's adults addicted to social media, though. That's not a strong argument. I'm gonna actually start going live soon, showing my face. I'm gonna have a setup and everything. Maybe my desk and ring light where I'm back doing these live topics, just really live and showing my face with you guys. I can't wait to we get to that level. You will make it TV, but I like what Soft White Underbelly does on his channel with the raw interviews with people who come off the streets. He's probably not. Some people have conflicting opinions right now. They feel like they just have different opinions. Like, hey, why is he sharing those stories? But he shares stories anyway of maybe adults. But the reality is, I guess he just took a stand to Come on now, some of these rappers and celebrities started off in the industry as children. Not saying that this family right here were celebrities, or if you in a certain lifestyle, you might be known that way. But God shows us every time. If a person can be known for the wrong things, they can be known for the right things too. If they want to pursue happiness like that in their life. What is happiness to some people? You can't say only a certain thing makes you happy when you haven't even experienced everything. Like, you might know some things that make you happy. Happy, content, satisfied, they all have three different meanings. But as long as they exist in your life, you're gonna be okay. Happy, content, satisfied. But if you get to just greedy, that ain't even content, happy, or satisfied. Greedy is in the category of its own. How are you happy and you're greedy? That's a category of its own. How are you content and you're greedy? How are you satisfied and you're greedy? That's a category of its own. And you don't want kids like that at an early age, but over spoiling them too can do that too. Because you did all this protecting it and providing. But where was because parenting got to be in there too. With anybody raising kids, you can kind of like over spoil them. That's a real thing. You can, the young parents of today probably don't want to hear it. But one day trying to tell us back, hey, y'all over spoiling these kids. They getting phones, games, all the shoes, everything. The older generations was speaking on it way years ago. They sure was. They can't say that I'm not, they like, Teddy Sherry, don't speak for all the young parents. Yeah. Y'all, we overspoiled the kids. That is a part of the, accountability when you talk about that. Like, because you can't miss it can't just be protect and provide, but it can be you first as the parent. You know, you don't want to wait on emergency service to protect and provide for you all the time. Like, that's your umbrella, that's your God. Like, oh yeah, I'm waiting on them to protect and provide for me. That's not how society works. Whatever you have on your lifeline, your life, what matter to you, that's what you're protecting and providing for. Now, the third one is the third P. That's parenting. You can't just protect and provide. Boom. Here go parenting. All three together at the same time. Because if you miss a step with the providing, now you putting in parenting. But how are you parenting if you're not providing? Like, they all connect. We do understand that, especially with the single parents. Some believe it's just impossible. A single parent can't possibly protect, provide, and parent by themselves, supposedly. All multiple children. Yeah, you can. You gotta first understand they all different ages. Like with this lady kids. She might have a baby, one that's a teen, one in the middle. That is all three different ages. You can put a label on and just say kids. No, how old are all of them? Come on now. See, that devil is they say he live in the details. Like, come on, bro. Well, let's look at him. And a person might have female and male children. You see what I'm saying? They might, and some people have all male children or all female children. Every family dynamic is different. But they was like the mama was known to be live a certain lifestyle or maybe surrounded at one point, like, and it does become kind of like a cycle. Because once again, if you're doing the providing and protecting and miss the parenting, and it was more friendship, we're not saying parents shouldn't be friends with their kids. I totally advocate actually for that. Like, I speak up more about it. Like, don't tell people that you can be your kid friend. Just don't let it be more than the parenting. Because friends, they actually That's another level. Like true friendship, no parenting involved in a friendship. Nobody is anybody's parent in a friendship. That's a whole different type of relationship. With a parent, it's parent and child, then friend or whatever else, coach, nurse, whatever, first you got to be a parent. hmm and no matter how many times that kid don't want to hear it, you just stay persistent, just like with a toddler. We feel like because they get older, we shouldn't have to say it over and over again. Even if I voice it, I always understand in my heart, because your kids will never understand your full heart. If you're a parent, we probably all agree. It's just like a love they'll probably never understand till they have their own kids. I can say that much. Um, you have to have the parenting part, and if you just try to step in too late and like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm your parent now. I'm parenting. The kid looking at you like, what? You always just been my friend. Where's this parenting coming from? Like that over spoiling I was referring to. Like sometimes that does lead to the cycle too of rebellion, because they've already experienced that type of maybe freedom at a younger age. Like, hey, it was just more friendship and not parenting. Like, look how it can come out and just start to affect communities too. Because if you got people working all the time too, and they more with the babysitters and just with other people that don't parent, their job is just to kind of look out for the kid for a certain shift. That's it. Uh, it's education, but it's also when they are surrounded in places like that, environments. It's not just them there. It's like other instructors and people that you trust there with your kids to help make sure they're okay while they're there. So there's just certain things they can't tolerate. It ain't that we tolerate it at home, but home is where people should be able to, if all places be themselves. Of course, you wouldn't want the being themselves part to be a toxic or, you know, something unlivable for the child, of course. But just about just like at schools and after school camps and stuff, you want your kid just as safe at home as there. Like, there's no way around it. It's just that at home, people are more themselves. I don't care who it is. People are more themselves at home. They wouldn't be who they at school in that structure or setting all day as they are at home. Think about it, guys. A person like who they are at work, they might be more relaxed at home. Like you're at whole home. Like who you are, you can't hide that in your home. Like I don't care. That's a whole fact. You're not gonna be who you are at work or at school. You at home. You just being more yourself. You think teachers don't know that some of the kids be getting called to probably the wrong influences? I bet teachers of all people see that all the time. Like just kids get with certain kids and then you just see it immediately. It can't be hidden at that age. I think with adults too, like if we get around a certain influence and it wasn't us before, and then it starts showing up, even with an adult, you can see that. Because nobody cares who you're friends with. Like, nobody really cares about that on a day-to-day basis. People just share that on social media, or you see them out as friends together. Like, nobody really cares who you associate with until people just, it becomes so noticeable. Like, this person has changed since this little bit of time of being around this person. That's always gonna be noticeable. That's just one of them signs that mankind don't control unless they control it. Why are you so influenced with an ed at the end? Or why would you be different at home? That makes sense. You're gonna be different at home than you are at work, or in a social setting. That's your most vulnerable place. Like you're supposed to be yourself there. You can't blast your music at school, can you? Unless it's a pep rally, a football game, or something. Uh, but if you're at home or at a park, a city park, you blast your music or go out to a light show or something, a car show, you can blast your music. There are places and settings for things. Horse racing stuff, go to a club that performs music and hear all the music you want to. There is a time and setting and just how you do stuff. But it don't mean that because you enjoy a certain thing, you're misplaced in the world. I don't know. Where are you going, Boom Boom? Br- Are you feeling? No. I'm back, y'all. Oh, excuse the noise in the background. Uh, but yeah, all in all, we still think there's hope for these two. Here, thank you, Nine. Here, thank you. Here, thanks. Yes. Cause like at her age, I know she almost there. Like you gotta finish school, you got opportunities still in front of you. I think her and her mom just need some therapy. I think he was asking them on the interview, like, have they tried going in, maybe getting some family counseling. Cause it does get hard, like at the teen age, they go out with friends, they disappear. Like I was saying on part one, in some states, they have to be missing for 24 hours before you can even report them missing. It's just so many different parts about that. So many other revolving doors around it. Like, so you just want to keep a closer eye on them. But yeah, you can't tell people the same way, the same escape plan they use 30, 40, 50 years ago would work. Just like the when slavery times was really going on in America, they said the Underground Railroad was really true. Like it was a real story of a person who led people another way. You know what I mean? Out of bondage, even if it was illegal at the time. They just did not want to be tied down to slave masters. Some people actually attempted running away. History's so real, man. And I already think about it like every day that people actually like fought and stuff for people to have rights. It's like if people fought before and they actually conquered in a way where we got to where we are today, Who wanna like, oh well we're back to re-challenge you. Like what? But maybe that is the universe's way, because it's like, yeah, if you have a right to pursue happiness, that was a good topic I was on just a second ago. And teaching our American babies that too, while that's a right, and as it's always been a right, uh, you have the right to pursue happiness. It's like your choice. Because then you could take them to the word and definition of happiness. Happiness and what fulfills people, what makes them content, what makes them satisfied. That's where we be able to distinct the difference from addiction and greed. Does greed become an addiction, or does is greed a form of an addiction? It just make you wonder so many other things. Like whatever greed is, it's not a good thing to take over, even for a minor. That's why addictions are not cool. And then it's just crazy. Some people feel like because that's their norm, or that's why influence is something powerful though. Because it's their norm, it should be yours too. No questions asked. But they don't, that's not a form of slavery to people. Where did my coffee go? Yeah. Like, well, I see your potential in this lifestyle, so I feel like you should live this lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like how I see you from my perception, in my mind, and in reality, you should live this lifestyle. And then if people actually let that rest on their soul, you begin to see the projections of others onto people instead of looking at them for how they dress and what, none of that would even matter no more. If you just looking at like, okay, let me separate everything else from that person's life, when that person all alone, like who are they? That's why I said a person can't lie about who they are at home. They are at home. Other places though, they will always have their own other separate set of rules or conditions or how they run what they run. No matter where you go. That's why you'll never see a person walking around Walmart with a cigarette. Maybe on the outside. If they like that in the store, it would probably be a weird prank to do, but it's not even legal in some public places, like hospitals. It'll actually tell you don't smoke by the front door, or some exits or entrances and stuff. They actually tell you that. Maybe there's a reason why too, because some places there's too many like chemicals and gases and stuff around for people to be smoking. It don't even have nothing to do with your addiction. It's just like go to the parking garage or go further away from the building. But most jobs, that's the thing though. When people busy with something productive, they don't really have the space, time, and energy anymore for you know, to indulge in things. It's like where you are trying to shift your energy to be healthier for you. And that means the accommodations for the whole family. Whether you have a oldest, a youngest, a middle child, it is possible to balance it and meet everybody's accommodations and needs if that's what a person is trying to do. So, you can still do that and apply the energy in better places. If you are in a public setting, in school, for example, a lot of kids don't thrive there because they want to fulfill their pleasures and addictions. It's not probably easy for people to talk about and discuss, even as a live topic, but it's a real thing. A lot of kids, that's all it is. They just distracted by something that's not leading them in the best, you know, directions in life. Like Of course, if you're at school, you can't light a cigarette, you can't have a beer, you can't have, okay, and then the problem kids that do try it, they go, you can find yourself expelled or going to an alternative school because that's just illegal to have those type of substances in those type of settings. And then, like I said on part one, how are how would youngsters so young even get access to certain stuff? They want to shine the flashlight on the households, but you have to look at the whole community. Because if that's a person that have never in their life been known to be associated with certain things, how would they whole kid end up with it? Like, come on, bro. One of the main four addictions, though, right, of the world: sex, money, drugs, social media. Now, you ask some people, where'd you get that money? Or where, if it's a youth, where'd you get that money? Or where did you get that? Some will tell you, oh, I found it just in a random place. What, it could be anything. And then that don't even always mean they telling the truth. But where did you apprehend something? Just, you have to pay attention to your kids. You just do. The minors don't have to understand it, but you're paying attention in a way like, did I see a change or a change right there? Or do you have something that I know that we've never been associated with? Like, what? Why? Who would want to do that to their own child? Like, just wrongfully, right, accuse them of different things. Like, no, you definitely noticed things when it was completely out of your norm to start with as the parent with your own child. But they started these sick, twisted games out here. Like, but maybe it's not, it's what, I don't know. Like, God, our babies like that on the front line, and the devil actually wants to keep it a cycle, or there's strict people out there that actually would like to see it stay a cycle, which it would have nothing to do with them unless it did. Like, why do you care at all if you're not making some type of beneficial, right, beneficial moves to kind of help the youth come to situations like that? It's not the 70s, like, oh, just run from your pimp. They can't do that. They got trackers and Google Maps and location and everything these days. Literally. And probably people connected everywhere these days. I mean, social media do help people to do that. If it come down to it, though, we could all see, I wouldn't even be shocked if it all just get banned, like in certain areas, because people just won't stop using it as a tool to what, get at people. Because come on, bro, people was getting at people before, but it's like people gonna always have a problem with that. Or if they notice an increase in kids behavior just strikingly change out of nowhere, and it's happening all across the country, like, come on, bro. Some would say it's spiritual, some would say it's this or that, but they don't have to carry those type of burdens alone. I'm saying even after the burden that we so all happen to experience along the way, even after the burden, there has to be the right proper avocation and resources to help that person immediately get back to healing, just as you would with any other physical injury that you have in life. With the heart, with the mind, with the soul. If you're broken somewhere, let's get you somewhere and get this recovery help. Let's get this. You don't just sit there and let it stay broken and bleed, because the longer it does that, how much life source is going to be left in that particular area of your life. You didn't go try to get recovery or help or healing in that area at all. Now, when they deny the sessions, I feel like that shouldn't just, they should at least don't wait till you can't find a child, even if they're denying therapy sessions, somehow make it mandatory. Do house visits, whatever it takes. The more workers appropriate adults in their life to check on a kid, that's better. Before they even out the home, you're checking on the home. You're visiting the home. You shouldn't take a crisis before. I feel that way, in my opinion. It's not a bad thing. I just feel like it needs to be said. If it's my opinion, it doesn't hurt. Don't wait till the crisis of, oh, some catastrophic is going on in the household. As soon as you see signs of it, where you could be helping the family to prevent and continue to overcome barriers that might just also be environmentally effective. You see what I'm saying? Where they live. Schools know kids live in different areas. That's why the zip codes and stuff are what they are, like the school district codes and areas. It's like, how can you have those areas on your school zone maps where they can attend in the districts and stuff, but you don't know those areas inside and out? Well, that's not business. Our business is at the school. Oh, you don't know the areas that are in your school district? You don't know, like, the streets? Because the streets are a part of some of these school districts, period. Like, the influence is there. Like, look at the areas of some of the homes or the apartment complexes or homes or wherever the people live whose kids attend schools. Not every student is privileged. It's never been that way. That's why some school districts already a long time ago incorporated the rule of uniforms as a non-negotiable. Like, it's a part of their programs now. The kids don't get to just come to school in anything. They incorporated this in their school district code, ethic books, and everything. And you can get suspended. They take it very serious if they don't come in the appropriate uniforms to schools. Shout out to the school districts that do still do that, because it is absolutely understandable. If you're focused on fashion and what you got or what the next person got in the classroom, how are you focused on your education? But if everybody got to wear the same shoes, clothes, probably not hairstyles, but uniforms type of deal, they get more focused on their work that way. Their actual educational studies, and not like what social status everybody's on. Because even school understands, no matter where you come from, that education can change your life. It's actually law required for them to get that education where it's needed. K through 12 in most states across the country. So I feel like more visits or something, which is crazy because they probably can't do that. You got so many imposters out there today. How would you know they're the real people they're coming to do their job with the right intention to do their job? How would you know that? What is it? Hey. Oh, let me help you. You need help? You want a cupcake?
Yes. Yes, I do.
You gotta stop yelling in here.
Yes.
Mommy's doing a topic.
Yes.
Here. Get up here. I'll give it to you.
My cupcake.
I'll get it. You have to sit down and be good. Here. Pick one of those. Where did I put those things? Oh, yeah. Oh, because if you start off with intervention anyway, I think intervention plans when family cases are open like that are pretty effective. They can be if the family works together with the plan to and it's the kids' best interests and needs all the way through the plan and stuff like this. But yeah, in some states it's even legal to get emancipated. It just pretty much means that teen is like an independent teen. They sign everything for themselves. They pretty much apply for everything on themselves. It's called emancipated status. Once again, I'm not confirming that it's in every state, but some states, yes, I think at a certain age, they can apply for that status through the court, and they're like an independent status before they're even 18. I think it's called emancipated. Some states, if they're in, that's another part about that too. If they're in emancipated status and they have the papers and documents and everything, and it was approved, they can also go ahead and like, yeah, like if it's legal in their state, if they're an emancipated teen, they can go ahead and get married. It's crazy how that just came to me, like to my remembrance, but only once again, every state laws, family law is different. But if the family situation, of course, is like bigger than the family, come on, bro. Like, yes, the law would still apply, but of course, there would have to be some probably deeper, stricter stipulations when it comes to those family plans. But of course, you don't know until it's exposed. That's why those documentaries are important. Let them people tell their story. Once again, you don't have to mention nobody else to tell your story. It's like people don't understand that. They can do all they want to just to stand up and be a character. I don't know. But it's still usually one author, maybe a few other co-authors, a few other people that actually the story is about. That's why it's like the main character. All of that matters. But I feel like the more intervention plans that may be able to be implemented with families just like these too, because once again, you don't want it to get to all the way to crisis level, and then it's just like, okay, yep, this is an unhealthy environment for the kids. Let's take them out of here. Even when you take them out, where are the intervention plans? Because most of those programs that check in on the kids and stuff like this, they do rather see the kids actually in a home with their families, with their parent. Why wouldn't they rather see that? That don't mean that that's not that they don't have to displace people at a home sometimes though, even if it's temporary or even if it's wise on a plan until that parent gets the children back. It's just the family laws are different in every state though. So, but I don't feel like in her story she didn't mention that she was an emancipated teen. But I know in some states you can do that. It's not the parents signing their rights over or none of that. That's that teen signing a document saying, "Hey, I agree to be a emancipated, independent adult at this time before I'm 18." Once again, like I said, it has to be approved. I'm trying to remember the process. Was it through the school district or I think that's a form you actually do through the courts. It's very serious. I think the school district can help you like get the process started or something like that. Cause some people they go to college early too, like at a younger age. If they go to college at a younger age and they don't have guardians, cause think about foster kids or anybody else who might be living independently at a younger age. I'm just saying the young lady could totally be channeling the same light and energy that she has towards more positive endeavors. We get that you could be more mature. That's not a problem. That's not going to be a problem to the world or her mother or people that love her. You want to use that maturity to more benefit you in a but the streets will tell you they have to be convincing too. Convincing is one thing. That's the first seed. Convincing is one thing. What's the next level? Some will go to if they can't convince you. Well, maybe they want to control you into it. People stand back from afar because control is like a powerful thing. That's crazy. Control is a very, very, very powerful thing, bro. It don't be that people just standing watching from afar. It's like it's whole power involved. Like, woo, 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 power back for it. Like, whoa. That's not something you can like, oh, a person drowning, if you happen to be around, you can probably jump in and save the person. If a person drowning, ain't nobody around, it's more of a thick chance ain't nobody around to help pull them out of the drowning of the lake or wherever they at. It's more of a chance that they might not be saved in that situation. You see? So I feel like those intervention sessions that they can sometimes, once again, even if the youngster is declining services or rehab intervention or therapy intervention, because they do in certain states at a certain age have a right to decline services. And what's crazy, so does the parent. We don't just fling around the knowledge of rights to do it. There are rights and there are things that people shouldn't be doing. There's a balance to it. You see, those that abuse their own rights, that's their business. Or allow others to abuse their rights, that's their business. Let them figure it out. But with children, they wouldn't really know. So that could be a whole reason that you even start caring all of a sudden. Like, oh no, wait a minute. Are you abusing a kid's rights now? Before they even know their rights. So you got to get back on the balance side, making sure they understand, no, you have rights too. What's crazy, the older you get, the more you get to exercise those rights. That's the thing about it. By state law in some states, the older a child gets, like, they have a say so actually in certain family matters. Yeah, it depends on how old they are. They can have a whole say so, like in things like where they might want to live or what school they want to go to. They can have a whole right sometimes. Like, judges will honor that. It depends on what state you're in. They can have a right to a choice. That's where the influence comes in. But no, by law in some states, you have a choice. The certain age you get, maybe even if they offer it. Of course, if a teen say no, they wouldn't force, unless a judge or something might have to, like, no, you're gonna you're gonna work this plan for a little while. Like, jail is not the only thing penalty people get. Sometimes you're ordered specific task for a certain period of time and you're gonna get it done, or then they throw you can find yourself in jail if you're not following that plan. It's different ways you can get through get through barriers, we want to call them, especially if control was or was could be used, or if that was a part of the. And with her being so young, that girl from that story, excuse me, her name is Nova. With her being so young, you would definitely think control or something like that is being at play behind the scenes. That's what people would naturally think, though. That's what I'm saying. Now, I already went over the part that you can over spoil, in my opinion, you too, like just where you were more on the protecting and providing. Protecting and provide is very well. It's a part of it, but parenting has to be in that three or at the top of the three too. Then you wait till 13, 14, 15, 16 and start trying to parent and tell them stuff, wondering why they're not listening to you. That's all. It's not okay. I'm just saying I would rather better understand it. You wouldn't want to make the same mistake over and over again with all your kids either. I don't know. They should let more parents do interviews and because their perception might be 100% different. Something people ain't even thought about. Like that's why I say a parent position will always be different. No matter who try to like squeeze themselves, compare, make it, downplay it. Protect and provide is just two of the three P's. Parenting has to be, and because if you wait too late, then boom, and then they don't understand until they have their own kids. But life does, you got to trust its natural cycle too. I'm just one of those people that believe that too. And if that offends anybody, I could probably explain it more one day, just like out of enjoyment too, because I would be telling the truth. But I believe that life's natural cycle is going to take care of itself every time. Like, yes, that means I believe in karma. Yes, that means I believe in a lot of cycles when it comes to real life. But I don't think they should all just sit there, depending on where it exists. If you can try to break the chain, break the chain. At least you can say you tried. Some cycles, it's evident. Like, you don't want to just like sit in it and complain in it every day. Some cycles are like, no, let me see if I can break this chain. I'm gonna work on it every day and you might feel like it's harder and harder every time you try to undo it. I mean, it is a cycle, but see, there are natural life cycles too, just straight up natural. Don't need no help. Something somebody might not understand why they your child might understand when they have a child one day, but that could be years and years and years down the line too. And everybody's situation when they bring a baby in the world is different. It's just more shedding light on, oh wow, this is what young ladies with who had babies early kind of went through. Maybe raising them with support or without support. If you got to teach your own self how to be a parent only when the baby comes, that's crazy. But for any young woman that might be out there that don't know and may come across one of you or make your TV streams, there are always usually free somewhere in your community, free clinics where you can go and get help. Maybe if you feel like something might be going on with your body or you might be pregnant, that's exactly what they do there. They even offer parenting classes. That's why I'm mentioning it. Even some of the best parents take parenting classes. They believe it actually helps them. So it's nothing. It's no shame in that either. Just your response or your reaction being to the world. Yeah, I'm more open to parenting classes. Like what? What is there to be ashamed of about that? It's some of the best parents have took parenting classes. They still in it. It just have to be a regular part of your routine. Like what are you doing to add to your routine to say it's one thing to say out your mouth, oh yeah, I want to work on this, or I feel like it's still hope and we want to fix this. You have like, what would you be doing to do that? Where you once used to, y'all just run the streets on Wednesdays. Now on Wednesdays you're in parenting classes, and you might still have a whine after parenting class, but after the next 6 weeks it gets easier. You understand that there's other parents out there. They have groups, and the other parents meet other parents, and they see that's just healthier, more healthier environments. And now your kids meet other kids because y'all are in those classes together. But it's like, look where you're meeting them. Clearly, all y'all have the same common goal, which is to do better for your kids. And you would already be meeting other people that's on that journey because they're in the parenting classes too. You see, different things are for different people. Some people, they'll get offended if you tell them, you need parenting classes. I wouldn't. I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna start trying to make 2 to 4 extra hours a week with the way the world's been changing lately. And I still believe in myself every day and stuff. It's like, ain't nothing wrong with parenting classes though. I wouldn't get, I wouldn't get offended by that. I feel like the last time I was in there, I learned a lot though. I think I took them for the first time when I was pregnant the first time. But like in those classes, it just kind of prepare you for when the baby finna come. Like it don't give you like a whole, this is how you raise a kid for the first 12 years. Like, no, man. It just kind of gets you ready for like the first 6 weeks and the labor and everything. And they help you with stuff depending on which program you're in. But the one I was in, they help the moms. You can win points to where you can earn stuff for your baby. It was a great class. You could win points, then you spend your points on, you already getting a whole bunch of stuff for the baby before the baby even born. It is programs out there like that. I think with them, they worked with teenagers too. Parenting classes, they definitely work with teenagers. They actually advise it. I just say at this point, just make them mandatory. In some states, did y'all know it already is? CPR classes and parenting classes is mandatory before they leave the I don't know about the parenting classes. I know the CPR classes for sure is like mandatory in some states just because of like what's been going on out there, but maybe parenting classes should just be like mandated for people. It should be a whole law the way things been going out here. I was in it for the first 6 weeks. I don't know if it matter or not, but that do mean something. Like it just gets you ready for like this week you're 12 weeks. This is what's happening with the baby. This is what you should be doing. They did yoga and other stuff. You didn't have to do that if you didn't want to. Like different nights, the classes were about different stuff. I promise you could come about different stuff. Oh, it taught you what that one thing is, postpartum depression. Parenting class. It just got you ready for the first 6 weeks of the baby's arrival. But I'm sure there's other classes out there though that help you with your kids in all ages. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It was just I would say that's your business if you want to go take parenting. That's my business if I get it in. Anytime I'm in it, you know. Because you might have a break from it, but you can go back. I do have a little experience. I'm trying to tell parents it's not going to hurt them. If you don't know about therapy at first, you go to therapy first. You go to parenting classes first. That right there might make a big difference. It teach you like diet, how to feed them and stuff too, like cooking, parenting classes. They're gonna have cooking classes, yoga, different stuff you can interact in. Yeah, I would just have fun this time versus back then. Like it was like fun, but it was like I didn't understand. Like how is this a class when you be the parent that you want to be? No, people can benefit from those classes. Because it is about the kid too. Like you can't just force them to be who you are. They gonna be their own self through life. You're just raising the child. It gotta be parenting, protection, and providing. Not just one or the other. So the thing about those classes, you have to enroll unless it's enforced for you to get in it. Y'all know what enforced means? You can get an order. Parenting is serious. You can get an order to actually get in parenting classes or go to rehab by a judge. Like I said, jail is not the only like judgment that people get in life. That's the thing about judgment. Like, you know, because people might just only be in certain circumstances or doing certain things because of certain circumstances. So you like, okay, I'm gonna try to give this person a chance. You gonna go through this program. And some people come on the other side of them classes, AA classes, parenting classes, anger management classes, therapies. They come out on the other side shining, to be honest with people. Some people, it is very, very, very effective. Those classes and therapies for families. I feel like more people should share their stories too. Yes, we're seeing more get exposed with what's going on, but also share the stories of people that's coming out of it. Don't play with us, right? It just make you feel like that on the inside. Like share the stories of people that's you like. Look, they was just in the streets. I don't care if God fixed it in 2 weeks. Shed light on that too. If a person straighten up, try getting classes, get back on the track after they fall down, clap for them too. Don't just shed big noise when they out there lost. And no, that would mean you're finding solutions or you were able to stamp a solution somewhere to help them try to get past the next barrier. Because once again, anything you leave broken, it's just going to leak out. Like, when are you going to fix it or give it a... Not because some stuff broken is deeper than a Band-Aid or a piece of tape. You know what I'm saying? Broken, you're going to need something that's going to really pull that back together there so it can stand again. When you see people moving towards that, I would say coming out with your story and just sharing that life with other people, what it's like on that side of it, because to that person life, that's life to them. They in that cycle, they in that environment, that's life to them. So they just be sharing it with the world. I know y'all live a big world out there, but look at my little old life type of deal. And more raw interviews and stories are coming out like that, like what people be going through in the streets. Once again, where they get access to money, drugs, and sex, the top three addictions of the world. What did I say? Money, sex, drugs, and social media. Money doesn't have to be bad for kids, but it's like, why would you want them on a greedy level? Why would you want them thinking like, I mean, yeah, they have to understand the importance of the economy and finances. They still learning money at kids level. But yeah, some of them they do. They start hustling early age and stuff. This is not new. They don't want to wait till the law says when they're ready to go to work. Get up here. Get up here. 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 They want to go start their life already. So yeah, emancipated status is a real thing in some states. I can't remember if you need a guardian signature on it or not, but I think they have one through the school districts too, like I was talking about, where they can get a certain status signed for you for somebody else to enroll you in school. I think it's called educational, it's called something. It's like a status where they can be transferred to somebody just for you. It just pretty much says you stay in that household, but you're like your own student and you're your own individual. You just live in a certain household and you give permission for that, you know, person who signed a signature to be able to enroll you in school, or like sign application if you're a minor for you to get a job, and stuff like that. But you still your own person. You can apply for your own bank account, different stuff. Once you get that status, if you're approved. So that's a whole thing now, though. And people have to understand it. How people are getting more crafty, or crafty ways to get close to the kids without you questioning. It's just stupid. Then wonder why they in the streets, living like that young lady is doing. Just living fast, living grown. You know, it's cool, because they have to have their own life experiences. But I'm like, why do it have to be them experiencing some of the top addictions of the world though? That's where they have like crossed the line. You just want them like zombies out here. Like they can't talk, they can't understand, they can't nothing, cause you want them like a zombie as you even traumatized. That's crazy. Here, bring it over here. Come on. Here. Here, Boone. There you go. Here. Okay. Does that make sense, y'all? Like, it's some addictions that are strong for adults. Why would you want to see a kid strung out looking for the next fix? And I'm just making it clear on my channel, like, there does need to be a more open discussion. Like, certain things that's not even considered addictions yet are not, they are, but they're not like as vocally spoken on. Like, yes, sex. People just be like, no, this is what I'm into. No, you may be a little overly, you can overly indulge in anything. Sugar, food, spending habits. You can easily overly, that's the thing about it. You can easily, overindulge in the wrong times, or you can easily indulge too much at one certain time. Like, both ways are very real. You can have overindulged for so long, that has as great of an effect as too much indulgence at one time. can have an effect. So either way, it makes you go back and think about how beneficial people could, how beneficial it could be if more people were willing to just address what those deep rooted seeds in their life might be as far as addictions. Like some people, they don't want to look at gambling or sex as an addiction. An addiction is one thing, but greed is another. Is it still addiction when a person is just greedy? Like, that's past addiction. That's a whole nother category. Addiction, see, recovery plans and help might be actually hopeful for a person. Greed, I wouldn't say it's impossible for a greedy person to heal, or maybe some people, that's the problem. They want you to believe you was greedy one time, you got to be greedy for life. They shouldn't actually teach it that way. It's okay to change it, and yes, it is something wrong with being greedy depending on what you're being greedy with. They say greed is one of the 7 deadly sins. um Greed is just overindulgence. You can't just sit back and point out one person overindulging, and people, the most of the world is addicted to social media and sex right now. They still don't want to admit it. You know, it shows. Like, oh, and drama. Don't forget drama. Cardi B got a new album called Am I the Drama? Because it's like noticeable during these times, during this era right now. Everybody's feet just scurry to drama. But slow to like positive causes. Slow to people trying to bring out those topics and conversations that people are uncomfortable about. But when it's drama, sex, or social media, everybody want to see what's going on. Like, how is that real? Everybody want to see what's going on when it's about sex, social media, or drama. You know, like I said, they might end up just having to ban social media at some point. Like, people have really lost touch with their lives if our babies are becoming prey younger and younger and younger, and it's just stupid. And they want us to just keep sitting back like, oh, it's just a cycle. The kids shouldn't be on social media with little stupid opinions. Like, to me, that those are not helping. And more stories are being out on the news and interviews and stuff of what young people is out here, burdens that they're bearing. In modern day society? Get out of here. There's too much technology and resources and access. Well, it was. It's on the technology part, it still is. But, you know, where there was help for the youth, that's been out here too. Just in modern times, they've been done started extending new programs and applications the youth could do to start their life early. Literally, like, it's modern day times. They just have to be aware of the, you know, and in environments where they can learn about that. A parent probably wouldn't know about that. Don't you know they find out about that kind of stuff at school? There's a whole environment where they have access to scholarships, grants, just a whole bigger opportunity for your child. It's called fighting the streets back, I guess, because did the streets not know? Everybody don't have to choose you, and you not even go and love them back when it come down to it. That's crazy. There is opportunities in environments where those youth could be, uh, where they are getting access to, like, just opportunities, more positive causes and clubs. They have clubs, sports. Like, come on, bro. It's not an opportunity until you put yourself in place to, like, even be trained or spotted. Scouts do come and look at athletes at an early age in sports too. With any type of like athletics, but academics is a thing too. There are colleges that be already, you know what I'm saying? They've already heard about certain students and how far, and it's a such thing as certain students moving up quicker. Especially because if they intellect is high enough to be mature for what somebody tried to turn them in the streets, imagine what they could do with positive opportunities. Like just laid before them all day long. Like yeah, at school they just supposed to teach, but at the same time they have to remember y'all the only place for some people to have more of a brighter environment. Like they should be not just learning the basic core classes, but learning like if it's summer reading programs they can participate in, summer camp, all that. The parents should always be getting it because their kids should be so busy with doing those things and having them participate in those things, they wouldn't have time for what's going on in the streets. Of course, you're going to have an influence or two that live a different life at home and might surround your kid even when they're away from you at school. That's what's scary. It's actually scary to some parents, like not in a way where you're just like a scary person. I think that's what people think you mean with one wrong introduction, one wrong influence, one attempt at trying something can be positive or negative. That's what's crazy about the balance of life. Why try a drug when you can try to apply for a grant, $1 million grant for science students? You could literally be busy doing that. What other part was I gonna say? It's just like the same things you can apply your time and energy to be doing. You could be doing it, you know what I'm saying, for a whole negative person too, a negative purpose too. It don't matter how old you are. If a teen just want to sit down all day and apply for jobs while they in high school, they can do that if they want to. They don't have to be out there hustling and getting money all the fast ways just because they friends. And I wouldn't care who all around them doing it. They can make their money honestly if they want to. It's just that at that point you would become more of a commodity. Like, oh, you don't have a background. You make your money in a clean way. You're more on an education journey. You just mind your business, trying to live life in your own lane. But yeah, your environment and who you're around change because they might not understand, why you chose to go the path or why you're doing it the way you're doing it, even if it seemed like the wrong way or the long way. You know what I'm saying? People are not going to always agree with how you choose to get your whole money. Like, come on, bro. Why would they don't have to. It's not their life. But if you choose to do it honest too, don't expect everybody to agree with it. It needs to be talked about more. People do pull on and peer pressure like, no, come do this with us. And then now the kid's going through it. You trying to make it, because we were talking about on part one, how this father called his daughter sending a boy money from his account. He had a teen daughter. See, it ain't just mothers that have a struggle with their daughter. He was a single father. That's crazy. Like, she was spoiled. Some people just, maybe that's the kind they like to use. Oh, that kid is privileged. That's a great target. Like, why would that be that? Because why would your privilege be just somebody else feel entitled to it? It's just crazy. Like, maybe because your daughter had to be spoiled to just feel like, oh, I can take my dad's phone, and she called herself trying to do it behind his back. I'm like, I wonder, did she just volunteer to send it to the boy, or did he ask, or did he was she trying to prove her love and honesty? See, they don't even be mature enough for no mature relationship with no grown-up. Because a normal thinking person not just finna send a young man thousands of dollars.
Hello, Mot.
from their parent account. We don't have to care about these stories as they come out and it progress in the public. Come on, bring it in here. We don't have to care, but if we're parents, we do. They express that they do in the comments of these documentaries and stuff. So, and a lot of people are not ashamed to say now, like, yeah, they were. Most teenagers are living a fast life, even if their parent don't know about it. It's crazy. It's kind of always been like that. They done been to a few parties they parent don't know about, uh, or experimented in some way. Got with some friends. Kids are curious. Kids have been known to be some of the, like, babies and kids. They're already curious creatures. If you add to more for them to be curious about, what are you really doing, really? Because depending on what it is, hold on, Pooh. Yeah, they shouldn't be curious about the wrong things too soon, but it's not irreversible when it happens. I think it just takes work. Once you know something, you can't unknow it. Don't we all know that? But you don't have to be hyperly focused on just one thing, because at some point it's like, is it an addiction? Uh, like, why? It would be understandable, but like I said, it would take work. Like you helping to put that person mind back on track with just what you uh normal things. They're texting me, so when you can try to get on there and finish your.
Okay.
Did you do it today?
No, that's why I'm getting up.
Let me see. It just says you have to do your lessons, which she's been doing them, but we just got the computer, so we're not finna play these games with them. And they know it just came this week. It's like, get a person time to turn it in.
So I don't like that.
It's just not realistic to say a person gonna be caught up with all the schoolwork in 2 days. That's the first thing. They just be sending all that crazy stuff, bro. Cause they tried to call while I was live just now. Like, okay, but it's times I done called them, they're busy. Like, teachers don't always be available right when you call them. They might be busy with their other students or busy doing something else. And you were right about those live lessons. You can't do 5 live lessons at the same time. But you have to check the times on them. I'm sure it'd be at different times. Every day when you check it, it's going to be a different time. Do this one at 2. Do this one at... You don't do the same classes every day. They switch.
Classes.
So they have different times. I'm not bugging you about it. They act like we have to be bugged. That student can do that any time of the day they need to.
Yeah, I thought they said
They be trying to just control, I guess. And we feel like she needs to start on it. She could be working on it. You don't know what the family doing. Or do you? They crazy, bro. Homeschool means homeschool. They can do that whatever time, long as they get it done. Oh, we just want to send a reminder. No, you just watching us since I enrolled her. I guarantee
Yeah,
you.
I told you they sent me that too.
We're always thankful for the reminders, but I know when it's like just weird. Like, bro, it's Friday. We just got the laptop this week. And school just started on the 10th of September, girl. It is just the end of September. You understand what I'm saying? School ain't been in long. They be trying to like, look, they're starting to a bad start. I'm bringing it up on this stream because this what you be talking about with the youth. Maybe that's their side way of saying we don't agree. Yeah, well, I agree. Like that young lady, she should be at school. The one we talking about on this live, she should be access to like everything, opportunities for kids right now. Every young black kid, in my opinion. Even if they homeschool, they got clubs and field trips and stuff they go on. Or the parent can set those up themselves. Here where we at, it's $1 to get in places, museums and all that. You just got to pay for your own food. You can still go on field trips and homeschool your kids. Y'all can go every Friday if you want to. We just hadn't been on that. Schools don't even go to field trips that much. Homeschools can because they spend most of their time at home. They can go on field trips that often. But they be trying to compare what they feel like you shouldn't be doing. By the way, guys, on the live, it was a story. I think I just talked about that. Two families are suing a school district right now for them harassing them while they was homeschooling their kids. They just felt like they was using different staff in the school district to like ask them for information and stuff all the time. Like, come on, bro, if a person switched out of your school, you don't have to keep doing sneaky stuff like you trying to them down to where they can get an education, or you trying to bully them where they should go to school. Because they can call you, you can be busy. But when you call them, teachers is not always available right then and there. You got to send a text, leave an email, or, okay, we know how to get in touch with them. But they'll write it down and log it like, yeah, parent was available. We couldn't reach her. They love when you miss a call, so they can write that. It's just crazy. Thank you. Because when you're online learner, you log in when you, whatever time of day works for the family. As long as you're doing it every day, that's not a thing. Some families need to 2 o'clock before they're up and moving around for the full day. That don't mean they weird. The public school life wouldn't be for them. They have to be there at 7:45 with that. And daycares have their rules too. If they don't come before lunchtime, they rather you just bring them the next day. They really like the kids to do full days unless you're just paying for part-time. But some daycares, all they offer is full-time. If you don't want them there in the morning to the evening, they actually will prefer somebody else's business. You know, they're not just going to switch part-time shifts for your kid to come just because you need that at some daycares. You have to find one that lets you do that. So it's just interesting. Lessons daily. And I know I sat there and watched her for the past 2 days do work on their computer. Now, I don't know if it was 5 to 6 lessons like they talking about, but school just started. Give a parent time to adjust to how the system works. It ain't the end of the year yet. It ain't even the middle of the year yet. It's the very beginning. You know, you just help walk them through it and be supportive. I wouldn't be that kind of teacher where it's like, oh, it ain't here on the deadline. I'm going to give you a deadline past the deadline. Because the student might just got their laptop this week. Whatever going on. I'll talk about that here on live, like, because they don't have to act like that. That's why these kids be out here going through certain things. They be feel like how you handling the parent don't have nothing to do with, thank you for hopping on to log in. Because what they don't know, I've been trying to get in the parent portal and I have the password and everything. It still be telling me I can't get in there. So I have to take time out to hold call them.
Yeah.
Because look, even if you doing them, it don't log that you were there. It said, oh, she's supposed to be doing 5 to 6 lessons a day. That's with each class.
Yeah, because
But no, they keep changing it. Like y'all said she do different classes on different days. You feel me? That's how they school work. You can't change it and be like, oh, 5 to 6, be specific. 5 to 6 lessons and which ones? Or just 5. Hey, this is live, but thank you. Excuse my daughter in the background, guys. It says choose a tutor time, but that's on that day.
Optional.
That live stream is over. It's just been live streamed all week. I don't know if there's some type of test, but see how they have different times They are on different days at different times. These two is on the same day, but it's like right after that one, it was this one. You have to check it in the mornings. We just learning and catching on though. They got to give people time to do that. Like, hey, Rush, stop what you're doing right now. Jump on there. So sweet. Like, yeah, you got to appreciate the reminders. Thank you, Morgan. That's kind of rude while I'm talking to your sister. Thank you.